I have to tell you something. I couldn't stop editing, so I did some minor tweaks when I was at home yesterday off camera. So I'm gonna show you in a second what I've done, and I think this is a pretty cool project. I'm super passionate about this project, so guys, I'm sorry, but I really had some more ideas and I want to directly apply them. But don't worry, I'm gonna show you what I've done. No big stuff. So first of all, you can see here I've added a spotlight. So excuse me, it's still a bit early, you know, and well, this night I actually had good sleep because our son was kind enough to give us some sleep tonight. Thanks for that. If you see this in, I don't know, 5 to 6 years. Okay, so you can add actually spotlights. Let's turn on the layer controls here so we can see what is going on. Make sure you have checked that as well, otherwise you won't see the layer control. So now when I'm selecting the light here, my second view, you can see here, boom, here's my camera and there is my spotlight. So that's the camera, that's the spotlight. And if I turn off the spotlight, you see it's really bright at the edges, and bringing in the spotlight makes it just more moody. You know, you can also change the position here of the spotlight. I thought this position works really well. So it's moody and it's smoothly fading out here on the edges. So you might want to add a spotlight as well. So just go up to layers, new, and here you can add a light. Boom, click it. Here we have different light types, but for this case, I like to use that spotlight. I've just set everything to default here and just edited that light. Let's turn me off the first light. And now the only thing you have to do, make it a 3D layer, and then you can play around in 3D space and place it wherever it works for you. So that is the first thing I have done. Another thing I have done is I have added a shape layer. You can see that shape layer here, and you might ask, Keanu, why the heck you adding that shape layer? So since MGK is standing there, I think we should cause some shadow. He should cause some shadow. So I've just created a shape layer. Let's call this one shadow floor. And yeah, I pretty much just went up here and choose the ellipse tool. Make sure no layer selected. And then you can just draw a circle, something like that, like an ellipse. It's not a circle, I think. Make it a 3D layer. Place it in 3D space wherever you want to place it. Yeah, make sure it's right next to your talent. In C space, then you can add the fast box blur, increase it, boom, you see it's getting blurry, and just bring down the opacity so it's fitting your shadow, and boom, that's it. I think that's like bringing in some extra flair. I think that's pretty nice to have that little shadow here. You can see it just makes it fit more together, so there's like no focus on the feet, because it's casting shadows, right? And if I don't have the shadows on, something like that, it's looking a little bit weird, a little bit composed on purpose, if that makes sense. Yeah, so that's the shadow I brought also in. So, and I also did add some more lyrics, whatever. I've added some text. You can check it in here. Well, I think you have already got the idea of my text coming in with that text mask. I pretty much just kept going for the rest of the song, and because it was so much adding all of the text words he's saying, it was just too much for the eyes, like jumping around, and yeah, it was just too fast. So I was thinking, what can I do to still have some copy in there, some text, but not make the eyes like jump and like have it completely overloaded with some text he's saying. So I did decide to just add some keywords. I thought they're really interesting. I swear I've been telling you over and over again in all of these songs. And for some titles, I just used some red color. So I pretty much always just duplicated the title we have created at the beginning and just changed the text. So that's it. I mean, you know how I created these titles. So just duplicate them and add them in here. Yeah. just change your text. So you can have a look at that.
Well, my when the music starts, and the character that I've been playing is really just broken and fucking lost. I swear I've been telling you over and over again in all of these songs, but they don't hear nothing I'm writing because they're too busy trying to write me off, and they go on and on and on.
So I think that's cool. That's like it just adds some flair.
When the music starts, and the character that
Maybe for music stops, we can split this one. So we duplicate it and the music. And the other one is stops. Yes. And now if we have music, we'll move it a little bit more to the left and stops. So it looks cooler, I think. Something like that. They can look really close together.
when the music starts, and the
Oh yeah, but let's bring in music a little bit earlier.
when the music starts, and the character.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, when the music starts, and the character that I've been playing is really just broken and fucking lost. I swear I've been telling you over and over again in all of these songs, but
Oh, this song, man.
they're too busy trying to write me off.
And it goes on and on and on. Hey, I love that one. I love that song. Pretty dope. And here, not gonna lie, I've added some pictures in the background. I'm gonna tell you about that in 1 second because there's one more thing I've added to the copy here, to the text. I've added some glow effect. I think that looks pretty cool. So that's without the glow effect. And I also have added, no, that's it, I think. Yeah. Oh man, okay. In the text inside here, I've added a drop shadow. So a drop shadow is pretty much dropping some shadows. So if I turn it off, it looks like that. A drop shadow just causes some shadows in the background, which can be really helpful if you need more contrast for your text, for example, or any shapes. So you just search for drop shadow, boom. And now what I've done is you can check my settings up here. I've just changed the distance. So you can actually change the distance, which is pretty cool. And you can increase the softness. So it's like kind of getting blurry, you see. I think that's super nice. So I've actually added that to just create it one time and just copy paste it to all of the titles here. And jumping back to the main comp, I've also added a glow effect. Here I am using the Optical Glow by Red Giant, which looks super cool. I love the glow effect, but you can, if you don't have Red Giant, you can just use the inbuilt glow effect. Still pretty cool. You can tweak the settings here so you make it look a bit better. But yes, I've used the glow effect by Red Giant. I think this adds a really high quality glow. Make sure to set here the blending mode to unmute, or what you can do is set it to none. Will look like that. And just add the blending mode here to screen. That is another option, but here you can see it's like, I don't know, but maybe it looks better with screen because
It's really just broken and fucking lost.
yeah, let's use screen. That looks realistic. Cool. So here's the difference. So you see when I use screen, you can see through the text. If I go to the blending mode normal and change the alpha channel to extend, you cannot look through the text. So yeah, depending what result you want, yeah, you can play around with these settings. I think I'm going for screen. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, looks more integrated. And yes, guys, here in the background you see two pictures. So I was looking up cool pictures yesterday. We are started with these pictures, but I don't think they really match the vibe. So they didn't wear the quality I was looking for. So I was looking up some more photos and I found these two photos from Sam. So this photo, which is pretty cool, I think, and that photo as well. Yeah, props to Sam, amazing photos. So yeah, these two photos are pretty much just cut out, as I did for the other ones as well. So this is the result for photo 1. This is the result for photo 2. Just save them as I did for the other ones and then drop them into After Effects. And what I did here is pretty much just drop them into new sequences. So where's my photos? Here at the PSDs. Yes, so this is the photo here. So I just dropped that photo into a new sequence, nothing else added, just dropped it in the sequence, and we have that photo here. Same for that photo, just dropped it into the sequence. And now these two compositions Don't get confused. Sequence or composition for me is just the same, but in Premiere Pro it's called sequence, and in After Effects it's called composition by the program. So don't get confused there. So I just dropped them in here. You see, these are my two animations here. So, and I just pretty much animated the position. So pressing U, I'm bringing up the keyframes so you can see what I've done. I've set keyframes for position, opacity, and saturation. So let's have a look how that looks.
And the character that I've been playing is really just broken and fucking lost. I swear.
Yeah, I think this is pretty powerful and nice. Let's turn off the audio here. We don't need it. So I pretty much just animated the position. So I just set the keyframes to go up in different C space. You see a slight different C space here. So one photo, the right one, is a little bit closer to the camera than the other one, so you have a little bit of that C space look going on, which I really like. And then as soon as the wings come out from MGK, they turn, I did keyframe the saturation to go from 100 to 0, and then they go back down with a slight delay. That's it. I'm going to show you how to create that in 1 second. I'm showing it with one example. So just dropped it in here. So boom, we have to make it a 3D layer first. So go here and make it a 3D layer. Nice. Let's position it and scale it to our likes and needs. Well, that's a little bit big. So 200 could look cool. Yeah, something like that. And then if I have the final position, it's sticking to the position I want, then you can go for the position keyframe, make a keyframe, define the duration, and when you want it to start, I just dragged it down here, because you know I have separated the floor from the background, so it can smoothly come up from the bottom up to the top. So here I'm smoothing the keyframes, boom, and now he comes up. Pretty cool. So something like that. And then I also animated or like keyframed the saturation. So just add the Lumetri color effect, and in here I have set the keyframe for saturation and went forward in time and just set the saturation to 0, and that's how you create that dark looking effect. You see, boom. And then to make them pop down again, like go down again, I just open up the position, make another keyframe, go forward in time, and just drag it down to the bottom. Boom. Something like that. Yes. And you see here, we need to fix that if we are far out. So we can just add like a black solid here at the bottom, or we can just add a mask to the layer, whatever you prefer. Yes, so that's it, and that's how you bring in those big characters. Yeah, that's it. That's how you add the photos, animate them in and back out, and then you can just add the motion blur to make it look more realistic, and you have that keyframes. What you also can do is, if it goes back down, you can just, what I did, animated the opacity going from 100 down to 0, so you probably don't have that problem. So here is going down to 0 from 100. Boom. Going down to 0. So you don't have the problem to fix it down here. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yes, just activating the layer again. So doing exactly the same for the second frame as well. All right, let's have a look at our current edit. Really enjoying this edit. So while it's rendering, of course, we need to drink something, and we can have a look at some more titles I want to animate. So, because I also want to add some comments, so we are going to search in Instagram for some hate comments, some bloody stupid hate comments, and we are going to add these as well. So here is Machine Gun Kelly, and here are his songs. Let's maybe add his album instead, because I need that look. I think that look is pretty cool. So let's screenshot Tickets to My Downfall, Mainstream Sellout, and that's pretty cool because I don't have to like add the singles, but I just add the album because he's saying that he already talked about his mental health and other stuff in his songs. So rather by picking different songs, we just integrate the album here at this part. I want to like bring in the album. So cool. Let's use the screenshot. Don't worry about that weird noise in the background because After Effects is playing in slow motion or like in a lower frame rate here because it needs to render, so the audio sounds weird sometimes. All right, so we took the screenshots. Let's bring them in here. It was just 3 screenshots. Is it 1, 2, 3? Yes. Okay. Let's add some more single LPs. Like, let's add mainstream sellout as well. And pressures. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's add these and just quickly name them. So, tickets to my downfall, mainstream sellout, Hotel Diablo, mainstream sellout as well. Oh yeah, we need to rename this one. Add maybe second. Mainstream sell out pressure. Let's check how it looks for now.
And the character that I've been playing is really just broken and fucking lost. I swear I've been telling you over and over again in all of these songs. But they don't hear nothing I'm writing cause they've been busy trying to write me off. And they go on and on and on. Who am I with a new?
I think that's pretty cool.
The character that I've been playing is really just broken and fucking lost. I swear I've been telling you over and over again and all that.
Okay, this over again, we can make a little bit bigger, I think. And I forgot to tell you one thing. I have actually added the saber effect as well. I'm going to show you in 1 second. Over and over again. So, is that cool? Yeah, that's cool. So here is the saber. I actually put the saber in a subcomp and I masked out the saber effect so it's not filling out the legs. So I pretty much just duplicated the camera so we keep that 3D information, and then having the camera selected and the layer here, the saber layer, I just pre-compose these two. Yeah, that's it. So the reason for that is we are keeping the 3D camera data because this is a 3D layer and it's just going to affect the 3D layer to stay at exact the same position. And then I also changed the color of the saber just to white to make everything a little bit more clean. Yes, and then because I didn't want it to have the feet affected, I just keyframed a mask around the bottom here so it's not affecting the bottom. And at the end it's going to full screen. Yeah, something like that. So that's pretty much just a mask on that pre-composed layer, and that's it. Nice. Okay, so that's really everything I did nothing more, I promise. Let's drop these screenshots. Boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the right folder, which is going to be come on, bro, give me that PNGs folders. Let's drop them in here and let's call this cover. Nope, not cope. Cover. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. And here we're dropping them. So let's create a comp for each of the covers so we can add them here to the main comp. So I just dragged them onto the new composition icon. And now I want to do exactly the same as I did for this one here. So I want to make them pop in, like to have the covers to come in because he's telling you keep saying the same.
You over and over again and all.
And then over again, I want to pop in the album cover or the single cover. So we have Tickets to My Downfall, and now we can maybe copy that mask we have created for our screenshot 2, which is this one here. So here's the mask we have already created, so let's just copy it and use it for Tickets to My Downfall as well. Let's turn it on and see how big it is. Okay, it's pretty big, so let's resize it, scale it to the size we want, something like that maybe. Let's use this one as a mask, track matte, boom. Let's turn on the reference and let's rescale it a little bit. Yes, this looks good. Perfect, first one done. Let's do the same with pressure, boom, just pasting it in here, the mask, and using the mask as a track matte. And let's see how that looks. That looks actually all right. It's not too bad. Yes, it's good. Mainstream Sellout, new comp, paste it, track matte, mask, and see if it works. Reframe it, because I didn't do every screenshot 100% correct. So boom, bring the next one in, Hotel Diablo, track matte, mask. Yes, looking good. And Mainstream Sellout number 2, drop it, track matte, mask, and drag it to the right area. Nice. Okay, now it's time to bring them in so we can close all the other comps. We don't need them for now. Here, let's drag it in above our screenshot number 2 is actually Don't Let Me Go. Let's call this one cover, boom. And now let's bring in these comps here and just paste them, boom, like that. That's cool. And make them 3D layer, activate motion blur. And now we're going to place them in 3D space. Also going to make them blending mode screen. Yes, open up the second view, and now we can move them around here in C space. So let's see how that looks. So here, one is our another cover. So now we can place them in different areas in 3D space. So let's start with the Mainstream Sellout. Let's just drag them out for now so we can have a better understanding of where to place them. So here I can pretty good see the C space where they're placed in C space, and here I can move them up or down, and yeah, this is pretty helpful to have both of the camera views. You can see here, this is really nice to play around with, and the video just gets cooler and cooler. Nice. Let's drag this one maybe down here, and also back in space. Nothing placed here yet. Tickets to My Downfall is the only one left up here. So let's say we are moving this one up to the top and move it a little bit back. So yes, let's have a quick playback. So that's how I place everything for the first time, to see how everything looks. And then if we play the video now, we can see if we need to change positions or if you can start animating the clips. Yes, so this is Don't Let Me Go cover, so everything should start here. Let's tag them blue so we can see, okay, that's...
I swear I've been telling you over and over.
Okay, the position looked pretty good, I think.
Telling you over and over again in all of these songs. But they don't hear nothing,
I think it's cool, but we can also maybe affect these axes here. So let's just play around a little bit more with the different axes and everything. So I want to have them more on top. Now it's just like, I don't know. I don't think this one matches the look, so just get rid of it. It's totally fine. We have enough going on here with all of these ones. So yeah, cover Don't Let Me Go. We're also gonna shift this one a little bit, change the rotation, bring this one a little bit more up. and to the side. Mainstream downfall, yes, let's put it a little bit more up. So I think this is looking pretty cool. And now we can animate the opacity by selecting all of them, and now bring up the opacity with pressing T, make a keyframe. So it's making a keyframe for all of them, because of course we need all of them to be affected similar. So set it to 0. We are going to create a delay in a second, but let's ease out this keyframes, and the other one ease in. Let's see how that looks. So okay, and now we can already create, like, move them a little bit back in time, so we have like a delay, so they don't come all at the same time into the frame. Let's drop the resolution to a quarter and see how that looks.
I swear I've been telling you over and over again in all of these songs, but they don't hear nothing.
Here we can cut them again, because here they can already be away.
I swear I've been telling you over and over again in all of these songs, but they don't hear nothing.
I think that's pretty
I
cool.
swear I've been telling you over and over again in all of these songs, but they don't hear nothing. I'm writing it.
That's nice. That's really nice. So let's add one more thing to make them pop more, the covers. Let's create an adjustment layer. So here, go to edit, no, layer, new, and go to adjustment layer. And here we can name this first one blur plus darken. Let's apply the camera lens blur, crank it up to, I don't know, 90, for example. And then also apply a lumetri color effect and set the exposure to -1, -2. Yes, and now the magic, ba-bam, look at that. So for the track mat, so we are copying the mainstream sellout here, we are duplicating it and call this one mask. And then we are using here the mask mainstream sellout, and boom, you see that? Now we have a pretty cool shape here. So if we turn this off, this was how it looks before, something like that. And now this is how it looked afterwards. So it's pretty cool to have that background blur here and make it darken, but maybe -1 is totally fine. Yes, I think this is pretty cool. But another thing we could do, so here for Hotel Diablo, you're going to see a bigger difference. So let's copy that effect and let's do it for Hotel Diablo and duplicate it and create this one mask and set the mask to Hotel Diablo. Yes, and here you're going to see the difference. Now it's like really blurry here in the background, and it looks more like a shape, which I think looks pretty cool. And yes, I think that's super nice. A nice little add-on for this one is going to help as well to give it more like a feeling of a shape. So yeah, let's do it 3 more times for all the others as well. So mainstream sellout, duplicate it, boom, mask. I'm naming them so I don't get confused. So I want the 19 for this one. Boom, done. Let's duplicate this one. Set it, take it to downfall, duplicate this one and mask. Boom, we set it to 22, the mask here. Duplicate it, drag it down onto the cover, don't let me go, and duplicate it and mask. And here for the layer we are going to choose the mask, don't let me go. Nice, you see it here. This difference is crazy. Like, this is really nice. So I just need to cut these adjustment layers. You see, otherwise they're going to affect the layers here, the MGKs, the cutout MGKs. So just going to cut them, and now it should be fixed. Yes, okay, cool. And here we can cut the MGK layer, which is this one and this one. We don't need them anymore. Boom. So they don't get affected. So I swear. Let's also add I swear to the lyrics. Let's make the audio on here, and
I swear.
I swear. I want that I swear. Let's put it more into the middle, and let's say he says I swear
Fucking long. I swear.
a little bit later.
Long. I swear I've been telling you over and
Okay, nice. Let's see how it looks in the main comp.
fucking long. I swear I've been telling
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's cool.
long. I swear I've been telling you over.
That's really nice. That's cool.